Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Well, we got a card already. Star. Beautiful. We love the star. Hopes and wishes. Healing. I think you guys are feeling very free right now, hopefully. It's a lot of optimism that comes through with this card. There's a lot of feeling of hope for the future. Not hope, but like faith. A lot of feelings of excitement and a readiness. Like an absolute readiness of what's to come. And the past few months has been all about preparation for something real. And I think this is a calling card. It says, Sagittarius, are you ready for something real? And you know what? The universe is going to slow stuff down. It's going to pace you. Jupiter retrograde, Saturn, Pluto in your second house, retrograde. So if you feel like now the wave is starting to recede back into the ocean and it's like, you know, like trying to catch your breath, that's fine. You know, just kind of flow with it, just vibe with it. And all the energy that Mars and Gemini is going to be bringing over the course of the next couple months, and that drive to be, you know, connected with people, your relationships, your love, your partnership, business partnership kind of energy, that vibe to be with someone or to not do it alone. You know, it's all for a reason. There's something to be learned with that partnership energy. There's something to be attained. There's something to be understood. So you seem to be, the words wide open spaces are coming to my mind for some reason. Not quite sure why exactly, but wide open spaces. There are wide open spaces all around you. You may have had to experience some kind of loss recently. That's usually what happens. Some kind of a sadness, some kind of a heartbreak or disappointment. And this could be from like a long time ago. You know, maybe there was something that really, really surfaced. I mean, it has to be that way for everybody with the Saturn-Pluto thing. I mean, it's not just you guys. You know, we're all having these very rigid structures and emotional habits kind of be thrown at us like, boom, here it is. And with the retrogrades of Saturn and Pluto, right before the conjunction happens in January 2020, you know, it's, and I say right before because we can't think of it in just like a month-to-month thing. We have to think of it as like a whole kind of story, right? A bigger story. So we don't get our expectations dashed when things don't change, you know, next month. I mean, let's be realistic about it, you know. And this often takes time. The things that we thought we wanted, the things that we thought we moved away from, kind of coming back and making us feel a little bit sad, but at the same time, it's cathartic. It's a purge that's been needed, and January was all about the purge, right, with the eclipses, and now we're making our way. We're in the middle point between the Cancer season, right, January and July, so we're halfway there. So it makes sense that now is like a breathing time, right? We're kind of in this valley of energy where it's going to peak again during the eclipses. So it's about just whatever needs to happen, just letting the river flow through the valley and just let it get filtered, because then July won't be an issue, right? It won't be a problem. And to keep your head up, no matter what. If you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling a little bit stuck, if you're feeling, you know, financially strapped, it will pass. The opportunities will come. The star absolutely indicates positive directionality, okay, an upward swing. The universe is very aware of you. It knows what you have going on in your life, okay? Wow, it's really emotional right now. Queen of Cups coming out. Positively manifested in the upright position. Is this you or is this someone else? Could be a shared energy. Although I feel it being connected with the Five of Cups here. I like how she's kind of looking at the Five of Cups. meaning she's not getting entirely engrossed or entirely invested in the Five of Cups. She's just looking at it. So it's one of those very wise, you know, master-like kind of things where you are observing your emotion and you're not getting completely absorbed into it. You are not giving yourself to the hard emotion, you know? Which I think we've all been learning that lesson over the course of the past few years. We're all on that upward swing. So you feel the Five of Cups, but you're not engrossed in it. It's not stealing your life away. You're still doing everything that you're doing. And I think you do have a lot of love in your heart. 7th house activity, Mars in 7th house. I mean, that's really a beautiful, it's a beautiful emotion, right? 7th house is ruled by Libra. And Libra is, I always say, the like evaporated water. Like, yes, it's an air sign, but it's still emotional. And it emotes like a water sign, that archetype. So I think your heart is very open in this moment in time. It's a little bit raw, maybe a little bit exposed. Maybe there's some vulnerability coming through. But it's also very controlled. I don't see anything being out of control. There's a basis, there's a foundation to everything. You're very secure. Do you see what I mean? It may appear to be scary. It may appear to be a little bit, you know, unsettling, but that's an illusion that you're maybe creating for yourself. Here we are talking about 7th house stuff, and here's an opportunity for love. Here's an opportunity for your heart to be genuinely satisfied, which is a rare opportunity. Venus in Pisces too contributes to that as well. I just was kind of thinking, sorry, I know I'm talking a little bit slow right now, which is strange. I don't really quite know why, but I'm getting a dualistic kind of feeling in my body. I've been kind of paying more attention to how the energy is flowing inside of me, and like right now, I'm feeling like a lot of excitement. I don't know, like just like, come on, let's go. You know, but it's also unexpressed. There's a lot of excitement about tomorrow, but it's being withheld. It's all very well managed. It's all very well managed. And this is very exciting. And I love the dove, right? The imagery of the dove, which is a symbol of peace. And that's really the goal, I think, is for us to be at peace with our lives, for us to be at peace with the people in our lives. And I know you've been making major shifts in the company you keep. Ridding yourself of negative, toxic friends, and just, you know, sacrificing maybe a little bit of a social life simply for a better peaceful life. One that is more higher vibration. Wow, so many cups, so much water. Even in the star card, there's water, right? It's all about the water, the emotional flow. Is there a past connection? Maybe there was even a rekindling of something recently. You reconnected, you came back together, you expressed your love, you expressed your desire for the future, you know. What's done is done, what's gone is gone. It's all done by the wayside. I feel like there's a simultaneous acceptance of the Ace of Cups while there's a release with the Five of Cups. So it's like an exchange with one comes in, another goes out. And the one that's coming in is absolutely amazing. I think you know that. With you guys, Queen of Cups, Star, there's this sense of knowing, like you know, and this is Scorpio stuff, right? 12th house for you. When you know, you know. And you know. And I don't think Sagittarius is going to be ignoring its intuition this month. It's not going to be acting in spite of its intuition. It's just not a possibility with Mars and Gemini. And all the Venus or the Pisces stuff still going on. It's not an option. You're feeling so many things. And I think you're feeling a sweetness about life. You're feeling a sweetness about the people that you care about. And I think you have so much to give. And you just want someone special to give it to. Ace of Cups suggests that maybe you'll find it. You know, if you're a Sagittarius and you're listening to me say this and you're like, oh my God, there's nothing, there's no one, there's absolutely, then it's not another person. It's something you need to do for yourself. I don't know what to tell you. Doing things for yourself is like spirituality 101. Focusing on yourself, learning about the self, analyzing your psychology, analyzing the roadblocks and, you know, the impact of your childhood, like all that kind of stuff. Because who knows, you might be able to escape from that this month. So, 8 of Coins. This is what I mean about the foundational quality. There is absolutely nothing unstable for you here. Everything has grounding. Everything is earthed. So while your emotions are running deep, while you are feeling a lot of things, there is nothing unsafe about where you are. If you have questions about how someone else feels about you and you really don't know, or they're giving you mixed signals or whatever, you know, the safety is found in the knowing just simply of how you feel and acknowledging and saying, yes, I love you. Or yes, I care about you. Or yes, I want to do this project with you. Or yes, I want to move into tomorrow with you. Security isn't in them loving you back. The security is in you knowing and admitting to yourself what you feel and living in that truth and living in that authenticity. Scorpio and Sagittarius, you cannot escape your authenticity. You cannot escape what your heart is saying. You just can't do it. Not this month. It's not going to happen. It has to be raw. And like I said, has nothing to do with what you get in return. That's going to be a misunderstanding for some people. They're going to be like, well, I'm not safe with this person. They don't love me back, and I'm not going to tell them that I love them. I'm not going to tell them how I feel if they're, you know, not going to. That's a dialogue you got to work out on with yourself. That's not where the safety really comes from. That's not true safety. Safety is in just knowing that you are operating in love, period. Here's what I was just talking about. See, there are rough energies here. It's not all daisies and roses. There is a little battle of self. There is definitely a little battle of self. Battle of the heart and a battle of the mind. I have a feeling your heart is saying one thing and your mind is saying another. You are working out certain rationalizations. You are working out a certain dialogue, and you're trying to figure out which side is true. There's projections going on. You're projecting pain. You're projecting failed outcomes, which is, you know, common for as someone who natally has a Jupiter retrograde in her chart, right? That's my natal placement in Aquarius. You know, Jupiter retrograde brings doubt. It does. It brings doubt. No matter how optimistic you are as a person, and no matter how much of a habit you've made of optimism, sometimes it creeps in. Or someone says something and you're like, whoa. And they plant little seeds, you know? And there are certain behaviors, especially emotional patterns. Some of you have self-destructive patterns. Others of you have commitment problems or too much commitment in your life or something. You know, maybe there's a something that's a little bit too much, whatever it is. And this is going to be a month where you really are going to have to confront that. And you're going to have to be genuinely honest. This is Saturn-Pluto, guys, in your second house, which is like, fixed earth, right? This is really shattering for you. And thank God, right? What a blessing to shatter Five of Swords psychological patterns. There are no winners with these energies, right? There are no winners in indulging in self-destructive patterns. Like, there's none. And no matter how much, if you find yourself trying to convince yourself of something on a daily basis, that's what needs to be analyzed. The fact that you're trying to convince yourself of something, you are trying to tell yourself a lie. This was a thing with the Scorpio thing too. You already know what's true. You already know what is. Maybe you just wanted something else to be true. Gemini, Mars. Are you the Queen of Cups or are you the Knight of Swords? We'll clarify. You actually probably have both. Actually, probably these are both you. I think Queen of Cups too is also both you and someone else. It's interesting. I'm getting a feeling of two very different energies. And they are both, like you're both embodying both here. Queen of Cups is someone else, is someone who is looking at you and being like, oh my God, I love you so much. I see you, like I'm here, but they're not intervening. And they're probably not even really saying anything, right? Queen of Cups is very quiet. She's keeps it close to the vest, right? She doesn't expose or show her cards very often. There has to be a trust there. There has to be a security there. So there's someone in a supportive role. It could be a mother, a friend. It doesn't have to be the person you're dealing with, okay? And the Knight of Swords is the tendency. I mean, look how similar these cards are actually. Like the clouds are the same, the directionality is the same, there's kind of the same feeling of aggression or anger. Like you just kind of look at these cards and you get uptight and you're like, you just kind of shudder a little bit just because of the vibe. The clouds themselves to me are like bad vibes. Weird, gray, streaky clouds. You don't know which way the weather's gonna turn, you know? This is playing with fire right here. This is what we would call playing with fire. This is you stepping away from what's safe and not in a healthy risk-taking kind of way. This is reverting back to things that you know have never served you before. This is the fighting, this is the aggression, this is the brutal honesty, you know, like you've been here before. And I think the pull to go back there, because weirdly it became comfortable, is very strong. You're going to encounter a lot of honesty, both within yourself, even talking to yourself, and for you being brutally honest with others, and also other people being brutally honest with you. It's a Mars and Gemini. What can we say? What can we say? There's no doubt about it. It is a time of honesty. Here's a card of prosperity. Okay, this is the last one in the stack of 9. So at the end of the day, there are amazing things coming. And this goes to cap off the reading, to cap off the block of 9, the Star and Three of Wands. Absolutely beautiful, but it also requires patience. A Knight of Swords is not a patient energy. And you may be feeling impatience because of the Mars and Gemini. You may be feeling like you have to control. What did I say? We're in a valley. You need to let the water run through the valley. You need to let it take you and guide you back toward the ocean, right? And when we get to the ocean, it'll be Cancer season, and it's going to open everything wide open again. And we're going to have that opportunity to continue purging what needs to be purged. And so right now, it's about enjoying the peace and not necessarily trying to make anything out of anything. you know, but rather finding that security and that safety within yourself. Okay, so let's put the camera down the way we do. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. Now, this is my Rider Universal, Golden Universal Tarot deck. No reversals in here. Let's see what did I pull it out? Okay, just want to make sure I got it up right. What else does Sagittarius need to know for April? Two of Cups. See, I think you have the opportunity to find new levels. Oh, you know what? I got 3. Okay, we'll take 3. Opportunity. There's an incredible opportunity to find new love. Or to rekindle a love. To fall back into the arms of someone that maybe you lost touch with. There is a past connection here for sure. Or something that's been in your life for a while, you know, and maybe kind of faded out a little bit, and now it's starting to fade back in. And there's going to be, you know, increased focus on your partnerships because of the 7th house transit, right? Mars always pulls us. It's like always, this has this force as it goes around the sky, you know. It's kind of like when you take a pen that has a string and kind of a weight at the other side, and you kind of spin the pen, and that weight goes around and around and around. You can feel the force, the centrifugal force. That's what it's called, right? It's a centrifugal force, Mars, and you're being pulled right now in that direction. So your heart, finding balance, finding union with and through the power of honesty, and through the power of humility, and through the power of balance. I mean, the only thing that's a challenge here really is the 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords, and the tendency of the Knight of Swords to just be like, oh, I want to like just go sabotage and just go and I want to do what I know. And he's very ego driven here, you know. So Page of Swords gives you the opportunity for curiosity, which is great for you, to be in a state of wonder, to explore what could possibly come from all of this. Okay, get my reversals in here. Let's start clarifying. So the cards that I pull now are going to be the cards that we cover in the comprehensive. The link will be in the description box. Okay, so let's start with the Star. Clarifying the Star energy for Sagittarius. Beautiful 3 of Coins. The foundation. There's something real. There's something like very legitimate with what you guys have. Boom. Knight of Swords again. Let's pull one more actually to clarify specifically the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Okay, well, he's connected with the 5 and the 10. Fine. All right, we got it. The Knight of Swords is the destructive part of us. Whoops. 2 of Cups upright again. See, 2 of Cups and the 2 of Cups coming out. That's where the focus should be. What's in front of you. Of course, 2 cards, very Cancerian, right? High Priestess, very watery, very much of the ether. And she's the keeper of the moon, the keeper of the subconscious, the keeper of the knowing. What did I say? When you know, you know. Just what I said to Scorpio. Let's look at the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh, you guys are so ready. 10 of Cups, 10 of Coins. You guys are so ready to have all the things. Am I right? Like, you're so ready to have all the things. You're so ready for peace. You're so ready for a sustained happy outcome. A lot of repeated cards. Interesting. Ace of Cups reversed now. A lot of forward motion. Another card of Cancer. Why is Cancerian energy coming out? Well, because of all the Pisces stuff in your 4th house, so I'm not surprised. Another 6 of Cups. You guys are so safe. You are so safe in your emotion. Strength. Yeah, you're gonna need strength to fight off the energy of the Knight of Swords, because you're gonna need to overturn that tendency, because I think the tendency is gonna be really strong, because it's just so comfortable. But that's what Pluto-Saturn is trying to get us to do. It's trying to break us, but in the most beneficial way that we can ever possibly imagine. You guys know I always pull out tons of cards, right? Like, this is just kind of the way it goes. We talked for like another 20-25 minutes in the comprehensive, continuing the story. So just FYI for those of you who are new. 2 of Cups and where you're headed, and this new relationship and this new love and this new partnership, right? It's all so unknown. I think you absolutely 100% are treading in uncharted territory. Sorry, that's the 10 of Wands. I know you guys can't really see it. Uncharted territory. Oh, Page of Swords, to clarify the Page of Swords. Perfect. And the Devil. And to cap it off, we finish with the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. She's been making such an appearance this month because I genuinely believe that this is a month of honesty, but also diplomacy and dignity, elegance and grace. And even though there's a lot of like big stuff happening, it's happening in such a subtle way. The changes, they're not loud like eclipse season. That's what I mean. You guys, we're not at the peak. We are in the valley. So it's easier, but it doesn't mean things don't still happen. You know, it's just we don't have that added obstruction of the mountain, you know. Okay, so this is where we'll pick up in the comprehensive. All right, you guys, thank you so much. If I don't see you on the website, then I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.